my wife will wake up.
Slug you. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Nerds, One Quest. There is no word "and" in there. I am your host and DM, JC. That man raising his hands in air. Victory is Tom M. Norman, playing Aronan.
Somebody finally listened to me.
Well, you were right. I'm not used to that.
It's okay, neither am I.
Of course, joining us as well is Ryan Krixis Kukta.
Boomtown, get 'em. Good morning.
And last but not least, the legend, the lore master, the lazy dragon, Jeff Williams playing Doc. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, everyone. Doing good. It's early, but not too early for D&D.
No, never too early for D&D.
I'd wake up at 4 o'clock for this shit.
I argue sometimes it gets too late for D&D. Like on Friday night when my DM left us an encrypted letter and 3 members of the group decided to stay up until 3 a.m. decrypting it.
No, thank you.
But we're like, no, we got to get this before we go. That was actually kind of fun. The funny thing is that two of the 3 characters have no idea what's in that letter.
I mean, that would be fine if you had nothing to do the next day, but good lord,
Really
man.
didn't have much to do the next day, honestly.
Well, there you go.
That's why we play on Friday night.
Use your time then.
All right, Lore Master, you want to give us a recap?
Sure, but I will not be able to do it justice. Watching it back was like, there's so much going on, so many little pieces. There's no way I can catch it all. So I advise anybody to go check out last week's episode.
Oh, that's always the
method. There's a lot of little things that I'm going to gloss over here. So we started the episode just coming into Tourmaline. We talked to an old lady who has a problem with wind spirits stealing her dishes and opening her windows, and she directed us to the East Side Inn where we met Marta, and she gave us a little bit of Tourmaline current history and further history. Decided to have some food and then split up and kind of scope out a couple locations around town. Aronan and Ellie headed to the Blue Clam, which is kind of the place to go when you're looking to hang out in Tourmaline. It was filled with a bunch of miners who were complaining that there were monsters, specifically kobolds, in the mine, and they were showing scrapes that they had gotten, and Ellie was not handling her firewater very well, and she started hanging on a guy who took it a little too far towards the end. When Aronan was just about ready to leave, she got manhandled a little bit and then handled it right back at his face. So Aronan had to do the gentlemanly thing and carry her across the threshold while she threw up down his back. They got back to the inn, and Ellie passed out. Aronan talked to the bartender about Torgs and a few other things before going for a walk. During that time, Krixis and Doc headed down to the south end of town to check out the Cutting Wind, which didn't yield a whole lot of results, but was entertaining for all. Net result was we got kind of a lot going on. We got an assassin that we're trying to keep track of, wind spirits that are affecting the town, a lady in red who had disappeared a long time ago, being chased by the wind. We have monsters in the mine, and we have a Green Lantern. And we ended the session with Aronan going out walking after midnight. Out in the moonlight.
The moonlight. I was waiting. I go out walk.
Okay.
Jeez, wow, I haven't heard that song in ages. And I don't even know I've heard the original a couple of times, but man, Bodine's Joe Dirt Car.
Mm-hmm.
That was a double live album that stayed in my CD player for a good long time.
That's in my Prime Music list.
I was gonna say too long, but no, that album can't be around for too long. So, Aronan, you disappeared into the night.
Without the lantern that turns green when there are elementals out there. So I hope he can see in the dark. ...
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a dude. I'm a half elf. I can see what 60 feet, 30 feet. I can see feet.
What you do in your spare time is up to you, Norman.
Well,
Oh, you're one of those.
no, I am not a. Oh crap! What's his name? Director
What?
from Dusk Till Dawn, or no, not not Rodriguez. Quentin Tarantino. I am not a Tarantino.
He's got a foot fetish?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yep, okay.
I didn't know he did.
If you ever are in doubt of that, watch From Dusk Till Dawn, which I watched the other day, and he gets a whole foot shoved right in his mouth.
Oh, it was like Christmas morning for him.
But it was like severed at the ankle, right?
Not at that point.
No.
Not at that point.
Okay.
Later.
So,
Speaking of feet, you're out walking after midnight.
yes, I am.
Nice transition.
Yes.
It's not so nice if you point it out. Come on, guys. We'll get this train on the track sooner or later today.
Why?
Yeah,
Um,
well,
so-
as long as it's entertaining.
I am going to make my way to the house that was described to us, or to me, where they're all going to be staying,
Okay.
where the Torgs live.
Is that like
Torg
where the
home
wild things
base.
are?
What's that?
Is that like where the wild things are?
Where the Torg.
Where the Torgs live?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna walk through. I'm just gonna keep my eyes open. I'm gonna pull my hood up. Oh, I don't have my cloak because Ellie barfed on it. Crap.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just-
gave it to Marta.
Yeah.
In your cold weather gear, it's kind of hard to tell who you are. You just look like another one of,
I
Batman
suppose.
dark
Yeah. Cold weather
weather
gear.
gear.
I have a hood up over my head, anyways.
hood, hat, scarf, gaiter.
Yeah. So I'm gonna slowly make my way through. I'd say shadows, but it's already nighttime. Well, it's still nighttime. It's always nighttime.
But you can make a stealth check if you're trying to hide, if that's your point.
I'm not trying to hide. I'm just trying to be inconspicuous.
Okay, just walk in then.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way north, looking for on that main northern road that leads out to the gem mine on the east side of town and to the Lonely Wood on the west side of town. You're looking. You recognize the symbol from. You would recognize the symbol from Torgs from seeing it in the market the other day. You do find a house that does have this symbol hanging on. It's like it's not hanging on the door. It's emblazoned on the door. It's like been fire etched into the door. All the lights are out. And it's very quiet.
As I approach the house, I'm actually going to look around to see if there's anybody like watching me or out and about available to catch me if I wander.
Make a perception check.
Man, my dice the past like 2 weeks, they kind of tilter between like three numbers, and I'm always unsure of which way it's gonna go. 16.
16. It's fun when they teeter. As you're observing, kind of looking around for anyone watching you, there's no one really around at this point in the night. The town is relatively quiet. What you do notice is the sky going from being pitch black, lots of stars, almost in like a paintbrush style. A shadow moves over the sky and leaves behind the aurora borealis that you've seen on several nights. In the sky, rainbow green and purples and stuff.
Am I aware of what time of the night it is? Like, is it early? Is it late?
Based on what you've understood, you're right around midnight because this is how they've kept track of time. They understand that this was happening. They've equated this to being the midnight hour, and that it slowly fades through the day to about noon, where it goes away, and then you're almost in complete darkness again for 12 hours.
Okay.
So this equates to the AM hours in our world.
I am going to, if I see nobody around, I'm going to approach the house. How close are the houses on each side? Like, is there a yard?
There's a good 15 feet, 20 feet between houses.
Okay,
I mean,
going to
look at the map. Look at the map there. I mean,
well, which house is it?
okay, if you come in from the road on the where it says to the gem mine, there's that little rectangle one.
Uh-huh.
We'll say it's that U-shaped one next to it.
Okay, so like the second house from the right.
Down. Yep, second house from the right.
All right. So I'm gonna stop and stand in front of the house, and I'm gonna kind of look at it for movement.
The house does not move.
Yeah, I had that coming.
Nor does anything inside it. It is dark. It is quiet.
All right, I'm going to.
Sorry, that was fun.
That's all we need is a shack on legs.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, yeah, but if it gets up and starts walking, you got a whole different problem.
So what I have noticed, so I'm looking at the map, so that's why I'm asking this question. But I have noticed that there would have been space for me to walk without like walking next to the house, to the right, almost like that to the gem mine path goes back into a clearing.
Yeah, you would have seen that clearing. That's the snow's a little deeper there.
Mhm.
It's kind of where things are been piled up and cleared out. So you'd have to kind of climb a snowbank, like one of those piles of snow that you get in parking lots and stuff.
Okay. I'm just gonna approach the house and look in the front windows.
Before you do, looking at the ground, you realize no one's approached this house since the last major snowfall. All the snow around the house is pristine.
Oh, crap! I don't want to do that then.
You're smart enough that I would give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go
Or we have a
around.
ball today.
I'm gonna go around then. I'm gonna go back to where. So there's that house to the right. I'm gonna go around that house to the back to take a look at the back of the property without going through the yard.
Okay. Going around and looking at the back of the property. There's a door in the back. There are probably
My passive perception is 15, by the way.
There's 5 windows. There's one window above the door. This is a 2-story building. There are 2 windows on the lower stories with a door in the middle, and then 3 windows above on the back side. Lights out. It's dark. Looks like it's locked up. It looks like no one's been there in probably about, well, since the last major snowfall, which you believe happened on like 3 days ago? 2 days ago? Was it, Jeff, when you guys were on your way here?
I'll go with yes.
Yeah.
It would have been a day or two, yeah.
Yeah.
3 days. Is there any way to climb up to the second window? Or like, are there any trees where I can climb up the tree and then kind of hop to the window or the roof or something?
There's a small shack that you can see on the map behind that building, but that's going to be like a 15-foot jump to get from the shack to the house. And that shack is only 1 story, so unless you plan on trying to make a 15-foot jump dive through a window, which you'll
In
break
snow
doing
boots.
so in snow clothes, warm weather gear.
Hold on, I'm checking something.
Your DC is going up as I add each difficulty thing. It's like I started talking and I had it at like a 17, and then as I keep saying stuff, I'm going, okay, yeah, no, it's more than that. It's more than that.
Double pane glass.
Well, the thing is he's gonna break the window if he tries to dive through the window. I don't think he can.
We all know how that turns out. I tried to do that once before and I bounced off.
How there are wolves chasing you.
No.
Yeah, and keep in mind all the glass you've seen in the buildings here is like 5 inches thick. This isn't your.
Yeah, the DC went up because of the glass now.
Oh no, he'd probably get there
DC.
just fine, but the AC and hit points of the glass is way more than he's used to. Way more than a set of shutters, that's for sure.
Lead with your elbow,
Or a sword.
not your face. Oh, a good question. Is the window a dragon? Because I think he has a dragon slayer sword.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll just
Maybe
dive
it's
head
made of
first with
dragon
the
glass.
sword out in front of me.
Do a trinity. There
So
is
I'm
no
ass-
spoon, remember?
I'm assuming there's no footprints in the
Spoon,
backyard
yes.
either.
No, there are no footprints in the backyard. Other than what you, as you were kind of looking at the snow, you saw something that looked like little bird footprints. But that's about it.
What about the shed? Are there any windows in the shed?
No, the shed's just a straight wooden shed. It's locked. It looks pretty sturdy. It's not rickety or anything.
All right, I'm actually gonna go up to the shed and take a look at the lock to see if I can pick it.
Take a look to the lock. Okay. Getting to the shed, there's the lock there, and yeah, you can absolutely make it. It looks like a decent lock. Nothing extraordinarily fancy.
All right, I'm gonna try to pick it.
Okay.
Come on. Oh. I'm glad I have a high modifier, 14.
Yeah, 14. As you take the lock and you got your pick tools, you go to pick it. You realize there's like ice jammed in there, like someone intentionally jammed snow in there and melted it and let it freeze. It's gonna be difficult at best. You're gonna have to find some way to warm it up first. You know, there's just
Lick it.
savages in this town.
Yeah, lick it. I'm gonna stick my tongue to it.
You guys went for the different movie reference. Mine went over everyone's head. I said there's freaking savages in this town, man.
I'm not gonna.
You're not supposed to be here today. What?
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be here today.
That one I know.
Mm-hmm.
Same movie. There's gum jammed in the lock, and that's why you had to make the sign that said, "Yes, I assure you we're open."
Yep. I kind of want to break the lock, but I don't want to make noise. And I don't want to light a torch to heat it up because that would light me up.
At that moment, there's a strong wind that comes down off the hill and kind of takes your breath away. Bites through your.
You know what? I have a great suggestion from the chat.
Places. What's that?
Do I have to pee?
Jesus.
You've been drinking.
The chat room if he has to pee. Yeah, you were drinking. I think if the chat room says yeah, so we gotta go with this. It's gonna take a minute for the chat room.
That is a great suggestion. I am going to pee on the lock to warm it up.
Okay. All right. So you
I think that's the best suggestion we've had yet.
start undoing all your cold weather gear and kind of open your trousers up. Yeah, you can go ahead. You make a dexterity check.
I'm unfamiliar with this strategy, but I think it might work.
I mean, depending on who you ask, the women will say you will not be able to hit the lock. The men will say, yeah, you'll probably be able to hit the lock.
20.
Yep.
Uh,
You actually clear whatever is jammed in there over the course of the next 30 to 50 seconds.
with the 20, you probably wrote your name in the snow.
I was just gonna say, did you want to write your name in the snow when you were done? Because you had a 20. That's
Aronan was here.
No, because I don't want them to actually know it was me.
That's fair enough. And it'll just look like some drunk guy peed on the lock or peed on the house.
Mm-hmm.
So you do clear the lock. Make your lockpick check as you try and pick a urine-soaked lock. Oh my god! Things I did not think I would say this morning.
It's way easier now.
13.
13. Yeah. You're able to pick the lock.
All right, I'm going to open up the door quietly, and I'm going to actually put the lock where I can remember to lock it back up.
Okay.
I think you should take it.
As
So
a-
replace the one you lost.
So, no, I'm not going to take the lock because that would just be, I don't want to say spiteful, but also gross. That's not going in my pocket. But also, I'm going to, open up the door and slip in.
So you slide into the shed back here and close the door behind you. Looking around on the walls, there's fishing equipment, shovels, some repair tools, hammers, nails, screwdrivers.
Snowblower.
No. No, not quite. In the corner of the shed is the weirdest damn thing. There's a plate and a fork and a knife. No food on them, just sitting on the ground in the corner.
So, I mean, the shed is small enough to where I would notice somebody, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you don't see anyone around.
I'm going to actively search the entire shed for like any trapdoors or secret compartments.
Make an investigation check.
I wonder if somebody inside heard me peeing on the lock and hid. Oh, nat 1. Awesome.
No, you don't find any. As you're kind of looking around, you turn around, you're going around, and you do actually find a chain on the floor in the corner that seems to be connected to the ground somehow. You think it might be a trapdoor, you're not sure.
Well, I'm going to check the chain area for traps before I tug on it.
Okay.
Boomtown, get him nat 20.
Nothing trapped. There are no traps in this area at all.
I'm going to tug on the chain. I'm going to tug that chain. Tug it good.
Make a strength check.
My second thought is that this chain is meant to be around somebody's ankle. Oh my god, I suck at dice rolling today. 3.
3. You pull at the chain and You're pulling and you're pulling. And
And I hit myself in the face with it and fall backwards.
yeah, eventually it gives way and comes loose from the ground, and you smack yourself in the forehead and take. Oh, I don't have dice out. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, here, let's go to the dice roller. We'll even use Aronan's dice page. You will take. I wonder if this is going to come up as you. Yeah, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. Did that show up on the log? Out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Okay.
wasn't watching.
Yep.
That's cool. It's good to know.
Do it again. I want to see. Do it again. Do it again.
Just check the log. It should be there.
Oh,
Well,
that's right. Log.
yeah. I was
It's
gonna say.
log. It's log. It's log. It's in my browser.
Big, it's heavy, it's wood.
Better than bad. It's good. He was doing lump though by President of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I went a different path.
You went the path I went. That is my
It's
thought.
almost like there's a lump on the log.
Yeah, it didn't show up for me,
In
but
a
whatever.
hole
in the bottom.
in a hole in the bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
So you
Oh,
smack
there it is.
yourself in the head for a point of bludgeoning damage as you fall backwards on your butt.
1.
Sitting on the ground there, the wind picks up again, and you actually notice that there is a small, probably about maybe about a foot long and about 3-inch wide gap in the bottom of the shed that kind of leads out into the snow. You can see the snow on the other side of it, but it looks like the snow's been like cleared away there or something.
So 1 foot long by 3-inch wide.
Yeah. Hey Doc, as you're sleeping in the inn, make what? Actually, yeah, just make a perception check.
5.
5. And you're sawing logs. You have no idea what's going on around you. You are sleeping soundly, probably assisted by some amount of alcohol, I assume. Let me get my actual dice out here. Krixis, why don't you make a perception check too? Did you get it? Did you get it?
I'm struggling with something over here,
Oh, that's not good.
so I'm gonna have to hand roll.
So good. Hand rolling is fine. Hand rolling can be very fun too.
You said perception?
Yep.
Rolled an 8, so
An 8,
that
yeah.
puts me at 11.
11, yeah, you're sleeping pretty soundly yourself. All right. Aronan, you're back looking at this little hole in the ground. Or in the shed. If you investigate it and kind of look around a little bit, you aren't going to find much else here. You realize the chain was frozen to the ground. That's why there wasn't a trap there. That's why you bludgeoned yourself. Inspecting this little interesting thing you found, you go outside, and that set of bird tracks that you had found is actually like little foot tracks leading away in the snow.
I'm gonna close the
Off
shut
in-
up and lock it before I get too far.
Okay. Close the shit up and lock it, and you eventually follow these little foot tracks to the edge of the woods where you kind of lose them in amongst the wind-blown snow.
All right, I'm going to. So, thinking. There was a back door to that house, right?
Mm-hmm.
so tempting. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the back door. Fuck it.
Okay. So you walk to the back door, and
I feel like I should pee on that too, just to mark it.
Are you going to? You try and pick the lock on the door.
I'm gonna actually check.
It's locked.
I'm gonna
Closed up.
peek in the window just to see what I can see, to see if it's even worth going in.
It is very, very dark, and you're looking through 5-inch thick glass. It's very hard to see much of anything. You do not see any movement on the interior. Let's see. Doc. Take 14 points of bludgeoning damage. As you are
Okay.
woken up rudely by a mace across your head.
That is rude.
You roll out of bed. There is a man, a large, burly man with a mace in his hand that is going after you.
Did you forget to pay him for services rendered?
Krixis, 10 points of bludgeoning damage to you, as you have a similar situation in your room. And we
we're
can
in the
roll.
same. We're in the same room.
Oh, you're in the same room? Okay, so
Yeah.
then
Yes.
you
Ellie's
two
by herself in
suddenly
the other room.
come to. Well, it's probably a good thing then. The two of you come to with these two men in your room. We need an initiative roll from you guys.
Clearly.
I need new dice again.
You need new dice again? Oh, shit.
5.
3.
3. Oh, boy. Goodness. All right.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm still wiping the cold out of my eye.
Yep. So
Hey
let's
guys,
see.
what's going on?
Doc at 5 and Krix at 3. And these dudes. Oh wow.
Well, if this is the case, Ellie is screwed because she's not waking up from anything. She was bombed.
So you guys kind of roll out of bed. Both of you roll out of bed, and they move around into position. Like if you guys had two beds, they were on opposite sides. You guys both kind of rolled to the middle. They both move around to the outside and swing at you. You probably didn't sleep in your armor, I'm assuming.
Probably
I mean,
not.
I would not have typically.
Yeah. Keep that in mind. Doc, the first one is a 14 to hit you.
I would assume without armor that would hit.
Okay. And then Krixis, yours is a 14 as well to hit you.
I'll tell you in a second. It definitely hits.
Okay. Doc, 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and Krixis, 4 points of bludgeoning damage. As these men are coming after you with maces. Doc, it is your go. Your stuff, I assume, is laying on the floor by your bed. And you'd be able to grab it if you like.
Yeah, I will. Should I take the time to put armor on? Nah. I'm gonna.
A struggle of immense proportions.
I'll grab whichever handle is closer, the maul or the axe, and swing that.
Which one
So,
would be closer? The axe is a hand axe, right?
It's a great axe.
Oh, it's a great axe. Oh, those handles are both kind of laying there, so whichever one you grab, I imagine they're probably up against the wall, so you grab whichever one. Both big two.
Yeah.
You didn't
I'll
call
say
time
it's the
out
maul.
first? Time out, guys. Time out. Not fair.
Time out. I need some air. Hitting myself there.
Time in bed, guys.
13 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
12 damage.
12 damage.
My question.
And while I'm hit,
He does not look
while
good.
I will. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting then. I'm gonna use my bonus action to say, "What are you doing in my room? What is it you want?" And I will use my action surge to take the ready in action to hit him again if any hostile action is taken towards me.
Okay. Krixis.
Krixis doesn't wait for the answer. I'm going to attack the same one that has already been damaged.
Okay.
With the highest level guiding bolt I can.
Okay.
So this is 3rd level guiding bolt. $17 to hit.
Yep, absolutely hits.
$20 damage.
20 damage. This guy goes up and with your guiding bolt, it's actually gonna finish him off. What? You have a special way you want that to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I want to. I don't know. No, I guess just start his clothes on fire.
This is just shocked enough that it's like, I don't care. He's just dead.
He melts like the guy in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
A little bit, yeah, sure. The other guy looks at his fallen compatriot and then turns his focus. Actually, no, he redoubles his focus onto Krixis, realizing that Krixis is probably the bigger threat here, based on what he just saw. And he's a little distracted, a little kind of overwhelmed by what he just saw, and he swings his mace and actually misses you. And
I'd be more concerned about the dwarf and his tidy whities.
just barely.
Oh, you think I would tidy whities?
Regains his balance. It looks like tidy whities, but it's just gray hair.
A dwarf fighting with his doodle in the wind.
Free Willy. Doc, it is your go as this guy severely missed Krixis with his mace.
Is he within reach? Is he there?
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, there's space between the two beds. Like, you are all kind of piled in this space.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna attempt to grapple him.
Okay.
Oh,
A trip. It's a strength check, right? So
It's hand to hand.
yeah.
Unarmed
it's just
melee
regular.
attack. It's an unarmed melee attack.
Oh, +5. So it's either way. It's an 8.
It's an 8. Yeah, you miss him. You go to lunge for him and you completely miss him. Is there anything else you'd like to do in that moment? You were holding
really.
let's back up. You were holding for another attack. So you had your action surge action for this other guy when he swung at Krixis. So use that action surge. We'll call that.
That's fair.
I'll say that grapple is that, and we're actually at your turn now.
All right. I'll make another attempt at a grapple then.
Okay.
14.
14. Yes, you are able to actually grapple him.
All right. I'm just gonna hold him and say, Krixis, get the information.
That's the coolest thing you could have done. I have in my equipment manacles.
Okay.
And I am trying to bind that creature.
Okay. So in order to you'd have to get your manacles out, which I assume is in a bag next to you. So that would be your action to grab that stuff out of the bag. Equipment. Yep.
I'm going to try to do that.
Okay. You can find your manacles, no problem. You can turn around. You have a bonus action if you want to try and do anything with the bonus action.
I'm going to just reinforce this idea and say, I have a way to constrain him.
Okay.
If you can hold.
Let's see. Okay, so that's Krixis. Back to him. He is going to try and break free of this grapple, which is an opposed strength check. 10?
16.
16. You manage to hang on to him. He struggles against you, and you're holding him there. It is your turn, Doc. He hasn't said anything yet.
Yeah, I'll just
Other than grunts and grunts.
I'll just I don't know if I can. I'm trying to think what it is. I guess I'm just holding on to him, so I'll just continue doing that.
Okay.
Hold your action to smash his head into the ground if he moves.
Krixis.
All right, I'm gonna try to apply the manacles that I grabbed from my equipment to his arms.
Okay. Strength or dexterity check, either one that you want to do. He's gonna try and fight you to have these things put on.
Yeah, I'll probably do a strength check. $16.
16? Yep. You're able to get him on. He struggles a bit, but Doc's got him in a pretty good grasp that he can't get his arms to move too much. So it's kind of like grabbing a 5-year-old's wrists and holding it. You got him manacled up. We're out of initiative.
All right,
I'll.
Sorry,
Go
genius.
for it.
I'm gonna take some rope as well and just tie his legs together.
Okay. Make
Once
a
Krixis has
dexterity
that,
check to tie the knot for his legs.
once Krixis has that, I'm gonna go check the door to the other room and see if Aronan and Ellie are okay. I'll take my maul, but nothing else.
And take your maul, but nothing else. So this naked dwarf goes across the hall with the maul in his hand.
If Ellie's not awake
16
at
on
that
the-
point, she'll be awake soon.
The door to Ellie's
16
room.
on the dex check.
The door to Ellie's room is hung open a bit.
Uh-oh. All right, I'll go in.
She is tied up on the bed, like several ties around her on the bed, and there is a man that is similar to these other two guys, bending down and heaves her up over his shoulder and turns and sees you.
I will go right for his face with the mace. Or
Okay.
with the maul.
He's not expecting you. Go ahead and make your attack.
16.
16. Yeah, absolutely hits.
That was my thought exactly, Cooch.
Mm-hmm.
10 damage.
10 damage. Okay.
Right between the goalposts, if you know what I mean.
Oh god, I wrote that wrong. Do 10 damage to him. He drops Ellie off to the side. She kind of stirs a little bit, but she is
Oh,
incredibly drunk, kind of really disoriented.
She's gonna wake up, be like, "Oh, I had a great night's sleep. I had the weirdest dreams, though." Doc and Krixis are gonna be like all beat up, and
He grabs a mace that's at his hip and comes after you with it. 18 to hit.
Yep,
5 points of bludgeoning damage.
sure.
You hear a ruckus from the other room, Krixis.
oh man. All right, I'll move into the hallway and head to the other room.
Move into the hallway and you head to the other room, which you have plenty of movement to do. You walk into the other room. You see Ellie tied up on the floor. You see Doc engaged with another one of these thugs who's got a mace out. You do have your action yet, if you'd like to use it.
I will use it.
Okay.
What I will do with it, I'm not sure yet. I will
and now you can kick him in the
just
nuts.
try. Yeah. Well, he's probably ready for it now. I'm gonna just first level guiding bolt then.
First level guiding. Okay, hit it.
8.
8 does not hit him. You end up hitting the bed next to him. Just poof, spark of like feathers that go kind of up in the air. Let's see, it's back to Doc then.
Yeah, I'll hit him again. Or try to. Oh man, always natural one.
Nat 1.
Didn't see
As you-
Krixis come in. I'd probably hit Krixis.
The guiding
Don't
bolt
give the
actually,
DM ideas.
the guiding bolt actually startles you as you go to swing, and you turn to step wide to give yourself a good base, and then accidentally, like, your foot kicks Ellie in the back. And I need a dexterity saving throw as you essentially are tripping over her to try and stay on your feet, getting to the other side.
17.
17, yeah. You kind of trip and fall, and you're straddling, like she's between your legs, tied up, and you're your mace out, but you did not hit the thug. He turns, or no, he looks at you. Closest to you, he's swinging at you for 20 to hit.
At me or at Krixis?
You. Which hits?
Yeah, that hits.
That's another 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Sure.
How you looking, Doc?
Just fine.
Right, babe.
I build my characters with hit points.
Oh,
Take it like a champ.
merely a flesh wound.
That's basically what he's doing. Krixis.
Yeah, I'm gonna do guiding bolt again.
Okay.
Second level this time. As I'm a little angrier. Mostly at myself for missing the last round.
Misdirected hostility. That's what
Ah! 9!
9. Yeah. The other bed, Aronan's bed. When you hit Aronan's bed, there's another poof of like feathers, and you realize Aronan is not there. And this is the first moment where you realize Aronan's gone.
Shocking.
Hey now, I'm busy.
They don't know that.
We don't know that.
Just going to make this very, very interesting.
The barkeep was lining him up earlier. Maybe that's where he went.
Doc,
Yeah.
we're back to you.
All right. I'm going to attempt to hit him again.
All right.
That looks better. 21 to hit,
Absolutely hits. For sure.
and another 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. He is not looking very good at all.
And just in case, I'll use my bonus action to second wind and gain some hit points.
He's
Ooh,
coming
a
back.
9.
He's coming back at you with a 14 to hit.
Without armor, yes.
For 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and it is to Krixis.
Alright,
And
so because I
Guide
keep
himself.
missing with guiding bolt, I'm gonna go back to the sacred flame that I know
Okay.
a little bit better. So target has to succeed on a dex saving throw.
10?
14.
Yeah, you didn't succeed. How much damage is it, sir?
10.
10 points of damage. That's enough. So he kind of goes up in flames. You're kind of startled. You're thinking about this. He's fallen over on the floor. You assess the situation. You had 2 men in your room, one of which is unconscious, dead. One here, which is unconscious, dead. One that's tied up and beaten. Ellie is tied up. Aronon's missing. Make an insight check. Either one of you or both of you.
Low. Oh god.
You guys
5.
assume
You guys started
Yeah.
thinking and your head hurt, so you bumped them together.
you guys assume that the 4th guy tied up Aronan and is taken off with him.
I think that would be a reasonable assumption. All right, so I'll ask Doc, untie Ellie. Try to wake her up. She might be knocked out in the battle.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
that's
I'll
what
go
happened.
into the other room. I mean, that would be our assertion.
Yeah, that would be what you think. All right,
And
Doc,
Don't-
go ahead.
Don't get too close to the projectile radius there, Doc.
I was gonna say, Doc, as you start to go to untire, you realize she isn't knocked out by like physical means; that she is knocked out by alcoholic means. You can smell her.
Her breath
Yeah.
smells great.
Yeah.
I would think that it would be coming out of every single pore of her body.
Oh man, her breath smells like roast pork and vomit.
Better than Doritos and shit.
Same-ish.
All right. I assume it's a deck, so 17 to untire.
Yep, you
And
untire. You untire.
If
You're not
she's
having a
not
lot of luck waking her up, though.
All right, then I'll try to carry her back to our room to just keep everybody in one place.
Okay, strength check.
12.
Yeah, you're able to kind of pick her up, actually kind of under the shoulders, and carry her to the room and bring her into the room. Put her up on the bed.
By the time he gets in there, Krixis has the other guy kind of up in the corner and kind of like slapping him and asking him,
He's
why?
actually-
Who are you?
The bounty. Doc, quit hitting me. You got a bounty on your head. Live with it. Yeah.
For killing some cats?
Yeah.
Sweet Christmas.
And find the
So I'll wait for Doc to come in.
Doc. You come in as Krixis is kind of roughing this guy up in the corner. You hear something about the word bounty.
All right. Doc will just look over and with his background in some showmanship, he'll be like, I hope he's not waiting for good cop, bad cop, because the good cop's missing. And I'll just turn away like I'm not witnessing something, like you might do in a shady precinct.
Oh, sure.
Go turn the camera off in the corner.
Yeah.
Close the door. Lock it. Proceed.
I'm gonna like thaumaturgy the door shut to scare this guy.
Make,
And
make an intimidation check. You can add your magic, your attack modifier.
okay. Well, it's high.
Spell attack modifier.
It's 19 plus my spell attack of 5, so it's 25. Oh, sorry, 26. Sorry, my spell attack is plus 6.
Yes.
Math is hard. So it's 25.
25. You hear a trickle of liquid slowly hitting the floor. This guy is wetting himself.
Perfect. That was exactly what I wanted.
All right. Doc will start assembling some modesty just because he feels we're probably going to end up running outside. And he'll also then yell out, ask him where the other guy is. Assuming that there was another guy or something.
Yeah, you smack him around a couple more times, ask him where the other guy is, where the fourth guy is. He said there was no fourth guy.
Don't lie to me, boy.
I'm not lying. There was no fourth guy. He's panicking, coming into his voice.
So, because I'm so super scary, do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
I think I do. It's 11.
Yeah.
Should I slap him for a while yet?
How many times have you slapped him already?
Probably about 7 times.
Roll a d10 for me.
Uh-oh.
Six? You slap him a couple more times, trying to intimidate him, and his head kind of rolls off to the side, and just the consciousness leaves him. And the only thing holding him up against the wall is you.
This is gonna be one of those like
He's still
healing
breathing.
words, slap, 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 healing word, slap, 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 healing word, slap, slap, slap.
He's unconscious.
All right, that's fine. Leave him in the corner for a while as we collect our thoughts. And I'll tell Doc. He said there wasn't a fourth man, and think I believe him.
Then where's Aronan?
Aronan, you're looking in the window of this building. You realize you can't see through it.
Smash cut.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost perfect, like a movie. Where's Aronan? Well, here's Aronan. Looking in the window, having a rather uneventful night other than relieving himself on a lock, finding miniature footprints. What would you like to do, Aronan? There's no motion inside. It's dark. It's clearly like abandoned.
I'm gonna check the. I'm gonna see if the lock is trapped.
Okay, make an investigation check for a trap.
Dirt, 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 dirt. 9.
I mean, yeah, the lock's not trapped at all.
I'm going to turn the handle just to see if maybe they forgot to lock it.
When you go to turn the handle,
Oh no.
it doesn't turn. It's locked. It's still locked.
I thought I was gonna get pricked and poisoned.
You check the lock. It's not trapped.
Cock knocker shots out from the door.
Fun that you can have when you have a roll, a low roll on a.
Uh-huh. All right, I'm gonna pick the lock.
Okay, go ahead. Lock pick check.
27.
27. There's a satisfying click. The lock unlocks and the door
Ew.
swings open. When the door swings open, all the lights come out in the building.
I'm going to close the door and run back to the shed.
Okay, you close the door, you run back to the shed, which is locked.
I mean, like I'm gonna go around.
Yep.
To the backside, and then I'm
We'll
going
never
to.
find their footprints.
I don't care. And I'm gonna watch the house.
Okay, so you watch the house. The lights are on. You don't see any movement, though. How long do you watch?
I'm gonna watch for 2 minutes.
Nothing. Lights are on. No movement.
Like, so here's my question: they have electricity, or
This is D&D.
I know,
They don't need electricity.
like, well, I know. I guess my question is, did like all the candles, like, did candles turn on? Like,
You
did
didn't.
candles?
You don't know. Lights came on when you opened the
Oh.
door. You don't know what it was. You closed the door and ran.
Pumping the DM for info. Not working.
It's fun sitting by and knowing the questions to ask, but waiting to see if Tom thinks of them.
Oh, I'm probably not gonna think of them.
If only he had his team with him.
Yeah, right.
We're having fun without them.
Are we though?
Yeah.
Well, we get to beat things up, so that's something.
Okay, if I don't see any movement inside, I'm gonna go back up to the window. I'm assuming I would be able to actually see into the window now with the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go up to the window and look in.
Frosty, but you can look in the window, and it's what you can see is the rough outline. It's a blurry outline because it's 5-inch thick glass, but you see through the window that you were looking through before, what looks to be maybe a kitchen or something. You can see like counters and maybe what is a table, something. It's hard to make out. It's like really fuzzy. No motion inside though.
No motion. This
No
makes me
motion.
nervous though, because I
Just
don't want to
like-
get bear trapped in the middle of the living room. I'm going
Got it.
to relock the door
Okay.
and go back to the room. Go back to the hotel room, hostel inn.
Okay. Yes, you relock the door. The lights are still on.
Before I leave, I'm going to try the clapper.
Clap on, clap off, the clapper. Side
That's
note:
not how magic works.
I had a friend growing up who had a clapper for his TV, who snored so loud in the middle of the night he'd turn his TV on. It was fun. I'd sleep over there, and suddenly I would wake up and TV's on, and then he'd snore and the TV would go off.
That's so weird.
If you make enough noise, it will trigger it. It's funny. So now you lock it up. The light don't go off when you clap. Lock up the door and close it still, I assume. Yes.
Yeah,
There you
I'm
go.
locking the door and closing it.
Okay. You start walking back. Make a perception check as you start walking back towards the.
Come on, big money. 22.
22. As you're walking away, the shadow that's kind of cast from the lights being on at this place, on the road just before you turn the corner, you see the lights kind of go out and your shadow go away.
Okay, I'm going to make the assumption that that was some kind of alarm system. And I'm just going to keep... That's my assumption. So I'm just going to keep going back. I don't want to enter a house where the lights are on. And I can't turn them off.
So you head back. Doc, Krixis, what are you guys doing? You have 3 unconscious bodies in 2 rooms. 2 of them, I don't know if you did anything to stabilize them, but if you didn't, did you do anything to stabilize them? I should ask.
Krixis is the cleric, so I'm going to leave that up to his decision.
Yeah, I mean, we'll gather them all together. And first we're going to search their bodies thoroughly for anything that we can pull from them.
They all seem to have crude weapons. It's not hard to find. They all have probably about 6 gold on them each, ish.
Ooh, enough for
All
a
right,
couple
I mean,
drinks.
we'll certainly...
Works. You find their crude weapons. Their mace is just a basic mace and dagger. You do also find a rolled up wanted poster, similar to the
We're
one you
familiar
found.
with that one.
Yep, exactly.
All right, so we'll pocket. I'll give the gold to Doc. I'll take the weapons and throw them out the window.
Okay.
And then I will remove the elements of armor from them that I can remove.
Mm-hmm.
Throw that also out the window.
Okay.
And then I will.
Krixis, if these guys are looking for us, does it? I mean, if we turn them into the authorities, they're going to turn us into the authorities.
Well, that's the point. The authorities are not going to do anything because there is a bounty, and I assume bounties are just like reasonable in this area. So we are wanted men.
Maybe we take out the last guy and claim they attacked us, which they did, and keep the wanted poster.
We'll certainly take the wanted poster and light it on fire. But
You could light it on fire off the guy that you lit on fire.
So we're not reviving these guys then, apparently.
it's not my plan. I don't know.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you have at this point you have 2 dead bodies and an unconscious body in a room, stripped of their clothes and weapons and armor, thrown out the window. They're probably in small clothes at this point. Maybe a t-shirt, like a linen like undershirt and long underwear or something.
That's reasonable.
So one guy's still unconscious, though.
Yep, the one guy's still unconscious. The other 2 are not breathing at all. The one guy's breathing slightly. Smells a bit like urine. Aronan, as you come back to the hotel, you see there's like a pile alongside the one side of the building. There's a pile of weapons and armor and clothes. What?
I'm gonna
Laying in the snow.
go over to the pile and
And,
search it. See if there's anything good.
You dig through it. There's a couple of daggers there, a couple of maces, just average weapons. And none of the armor's beaten up and kind of tawdry. Nothing better than what you have. You may be able to grab a little bit of it and get. You might
If
get
only you had
a little
bag
bit
of
of silver or
holding.
something. Yeah, that would be helpful.
If only I had a bag of holding. Oh, look.
Hey, how about that? You do.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some of the stuff in the bag of holding and sell it.
Okay. You can just put miscellaneous armor and weapons in your inventory. As you're sitting there digging through this stuff, another mace comes flying down. Make a dexterity check.
Can I hold my bag of holding and try to catch it?
You can make a dexterity check to get out of the way. You heard it hit the roof up top. You looked up and you only have time to react to get out of the way.
I'm good. 23.
23. Okay, so this mace falls in front of you. You jump out of the way and then falls on the ground in front of you. You look up and you make a intelligence check.
$20.
20? Based on what you can recall, you think this is probably Krixis' and Doc's room. These are being thrown from.
I'm gonna pick up the mace and put it in my bag. And I'm gonna go inside.
Okay.
Next thing out the window is a clay pot that the entire bottom looks like it was burned out and smells faintly of chili.
That is not going in the bag of holding.
Yeah, you throw that ends up in the snow. When you walk inside, Aronan, the innkeeper is laying on the floor in the middle of the main area. Has a dagger in her hand. It looks like she got hit upside the head and is bleeding slightly from it. She's breathing though.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go over and check on her.
She looks like she's alive. She looks like she was knocked unconscious. Like I said, she is bleeding a little bit from the side of her head.
And she's just laying in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, like it looks like she went to stop someone,
Mhm.
confront someone, keep someone from entering the inn, maybe, or going further into the inn, and then was promptly kind of swept aside.
All right, I'm going to as long as she's breathing and stuff, I'm just gonna leave her there and I'm gonna pull out my. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna pull out my.
Spring?
No, yeah, I'm gonna pull out my spring and hop upstairs. No, my short sword
Short sword? Okay.
and run upstairs.
You run upstairs 2 at a time. You get to the top of the stairs. You see your door room is open. You see a Krixis and Doc's door room is closed. Yeah, it looks like there's some scuff marks leading from your room to their room, though. Like something was dragged across the floor.
I'm gonna go to our room and kind of peek in, not jump in front and say haha, but I'm gonna kind of look in the room.
You peek in the room and you see that both your bed, Ellie's bed, is an absolute disaster. Like the covers are torn off of it and everything, and there's feathers everywhere, like something struck the bed. And then you turn and look at your bed, and your bed is made, but still has that same scorch mark in it with feathers kind of all over the place. You realize something happened here. There was a fight here.
I'm gonna give the room the people's eyebrow, and then go over to.
You take a big whiff. It smells like something was cooking.
Yeah.
Burnt, maybe.
I can smell what the Krixis was missing.
Yes. There's a show title for you. Smell what the Krixis was missing.
I'm gonna knock on Doc and Krixis's door and say, housekeeping.
A familiar voice makes a knock at the door and says in a playful tone, housekeeping. Krixis, Doc, what would you like to do?
I'll go to
do
the
that
door to
thumb
open
turkey
it.
trick.
Swing the
I'll
door
go
open.
to the door to open it and say, "What kind of hotel is this?" And I'll open it up.
Aronan stands there before you in his cold weather gear.
I'm gonna look in the room.
Krixis is there in his skivvies. Aronan, he hasn't gotten dressed at all yet.
I'm gonna. And the guy is still in the room?
There are
All
three.
three.
You
Yep.
kind of peek your head into the room. You see three guys kind of lined up against the footboard of the bed, and Ellie is laying in one of the beds. Doc is in the process of putting clothing and armor on.
I'm gonna look at the three guys and all of them and kind of go back and forth a second. Go, I missed a fun party. You guys look like shit.
Glad you made it back, Aronan.
I'm gonna walk into the room and close the door.
Where the bloody hell have you been?
I was on a recon mission. What the hell happened here?
Seems like someone's trying to make good on that bounty, and these three were the first ones to take them up on it.
I'm gonna look at Krixis and say, I told you not to kill those cats.
Krixis gives Aronan the stern eye and says, "Unfortunately, this isn't much of a laughing matter. Wherever that bounty is out there, people will be looking for us. We're going to have a hard time being an inconspicuous party."
Sounds like I should grow a beard and get some glasses. Make a nice disguise. No? Fine. All right. So what are we doing with these people?
Well,
I say we just throw the bodies out the window with the rest of the gear.
one of them's still breathing.
Nah, screw him. He can freeze in the cold. I'm gonna go over.
I don't
got
have
in?
a plan.
I'm gonna go over
Wonder how
to
they
the
got in here.
to the dead guys, and I'm gonna start trying to take one and try to push him out the window.
Make a strength check. Doc, Krixis, anyone? You just watch them?
I mean,
Krixis
I don't know
will
if we
just
want dead bodies in the street. I think Doc would probably go, whoa, wait.
11.
We need.
You get a little frustrated trying to pull and pick this body up, and you stop. You're like in the middle of trying to do it. You have like one arm, like you're gonna try and pick him up over your shoulder under his armpit. You have like the one arm, you have your hand under his armpit, and your other hand around his wrist, and you turn and look at Doc.
I think 3 dead bodies on the side of an inn is gonna cause more questions towards us than it will answers.
Well, you'd rather have them in our actual rooms? I say we throw them out the window, then go down the way we came, like nothing happened, and then drag him out into the woods. Oh, by the way, the innkeeper got her head thumped, so she's gonna know something happened.
So, wait. You just said two different things. One, we should hide the bodies. Two, the innkeeper knows about the bodies.
No, she doesn't know about the bodies.
Well,
she's
she
unconscious
knows the
downstairs.
bodies came in.
We can say that they came up, they attacked us, and then they ran out. Do you have a better idea? Maybe we could hide them under the mattress. Nobody will look there. Isn't that what you do with dead bodies at a hotel?
I've seen that movie. 4 Rooms?
Yeah.
Also Quentin Tarantino involved?
Kinda, sorta, yeah.
At least one of the rooms.
Yep.
Well, if the innkeeper was attacked, then these people are the criminals, and we just did a good job by stopping them, right?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe?
That is true. So, would you rather... You already threw their shit out the window. I'm not sure why you did that if you planned on... Like...
I don't know. Krixis was in a rage. I just let him vent, and he seems a little better now.
Does somebody need a hug?
I missed 2 guiding bolts, damn it. We could have died.
It's a little dramatic there.
So what are we going to do? Are you just going to let these bodies sit here and rot?
That's how you get ghosts.
I mean...
All right. I don't have a plan for dead bodies. It just isn't something that I ever think about in Dungeons and Dragons. Like, you just leave bodies all over the place. But I think the
You
fact
usually
is
fight things in dungeons, though, where the bodies can stay.
right, and I'm
Not usually
disinterested
in your
in
room.
them. So Krixis is gonna say, I think the plan is to bring these men down to the lobby, wake up the innkeeper, and say she should deal with the circumstances. Maybe contact the sheriff of this random town and say, hey, these men attacked me and here they are. Take care of the business.
Yes. But isn't that going to raise suspicion on us?
She doesn't have to divulge who has dealt with these men.
True. So maybe throw her a couple gold to say some wanderers happened to walk into the inn as she was being attacked.
If she was attacked, surely she has no love for these men.
We can give it a shot, I guess. Let's do it now then. Let's go get this out of the way because I have some information for you as well. So
also, what did you do to Ellie? She's way out.
Man, I didn't do
She
shit.
smells terrible.
Of course she does. She puked on me. Which reminds
Thought
me,
you
I
were
need to get my
babysitting.
cloak. What?
I thought you were babysitting her.
Do I look like a babysitter? Usually it's the other way around.
Who thought Ellie would be the one that needed babysitting?
We went
Krixis walks away babysitting a grown woman. God.
we went to the Blue
The
Clam.
gods.
She decided to drink her weight in firewater. She, for whatever reason, tried to kiss the guy on the cheek. The guy turned his head and kissed her on the mouth. She smacked him. So I had to throw her over my shoulder and run out of the bar. And she puked on me, which I'm not happy about.
But at least somebody had a good time.
Oh, she's not going to be feeling so good in about 5 hours.
Good for you, Eliana.
I'm just going to let her
All
lay
right.
in the bed and say, let's get these guys downstairs. We can let Ellie sleep.
So you take the guys downstairs.
think we got to finish off the last guy before we do that. I don't think we want him as a witness, mostly because of the bounty.
Is that what you're doing, Doc?
I'm not killing a guy. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'll hit him one more time with the mace or with the maul.
Okay. You hit him one more time with the maul. Roll damage with your maul.
10.
Actually, can I say
Oh.
before Doc swings his maul?
Yeah. Okay. So Doc
Yeah,
gets his
yeah.
maul up. He's up like that. He's gonna swing. You grab his wrist.
Hold on. Why don't we drag them downstairs first? That way, when you get blood over literally everything, it's downstairs where she got attacked.
Okay.
You kind of look around the room and you realize there's kind of blood over everything right now. As is
arguing over semantics.
a little more blood up here is not gonna hurt anything.
I suppose because I was thinking
Dude,
one
there
guy
was a
got
blood up
burned. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Less
it was
chance of-
clean up here prior to the burnt dude. So
All right.
yeah, you're 10
Af-
points of damage.
I was gonna say after looking around, I say never mind, swing away.
Do 10 points. You get a good solid hit on him. Of course, he's not moving at all.
Going for a broken neck is something quick, you know.
Yeah.
not cruel.
Nate, make the medicine check.
Yeah, 18.
18. Yeah, he's dead.
All right. I'll drag one down.
You eventually drag all 3 bodies down to the lobby.
Krixis is gonna remove his manacles.
Okay. You do when Krixis and Doc, when you get downstairs, you see the innkeeper's laying there with a dagger in her hand and a massive welt that is slowly seeping blood into her hair. On the floor, she is alive. She is breathing, but she hasn't moved since Aronan saw her.
Hey, Krixis, you got any healing handy?
Yep, Krixis will definitely load up a cure wounds for her.
Dumping the cure wounds into her, whatever it is, how many points it is, she's going to come to.
That's not much.
Wait, you're. There were people like 3 guys. You're Krixis, right? What's your name? And she
Good
kinda-
morrow, Marta.
She sits up and she's. What? Holy. Did you do this? And she kind of points at the bodies.
Yeah, we took care of the problem.
Oh, thank God. I had to try and stop them. I didn't think I could, but. Oh. Ow.
Good looking out, young lass.
Did they get anyone else? I mean, you don't look like you're. You guys okay? I'm terribly sorry. I was locking up for the night and they barged in here. Said they were looking for some people. There's some wanted poster or something. They said.
We woke up to them smashing our faces, so we took care of them and didn't ask questions. And
You were wanted?
It appears to be some misunderstanding. However, we were not in control of the decisions. We had to defend ourselves. So,
I suppose I failed to protect my guests.
well, you can help us now by contacting the proper authorities and having these bodies removed without mention of our name.
Why were they after you?
Because we're too darn good looking to be in life. They needed to take us out in order to make the world a darker place.
But no, seriously, why were they after you?
We gave them a
I
hug
think
and
they were
didn't like it.
confused.
Yeah.
They had some confusion and mixed us up with another party.
Yep. We resemble a different group of people.
It's not the first time.
Make a persuasion check.
Who? Both of us or just Krixis?
One of you at advantage or both of you?
I don't need my advantage. I rolled 19. I'll roll again if you want, but 19 feels pretty good.
You could go ahead and roll again if you want, just to see. I mean, granted, I don't know. You could do much better than 19.
Not better.
Okay. Yeah. Are they dead? They look like, yeah.
It's a mixed lot.
That was unavoidable.
They had more stuff on them, though. What did you do with their stuff?
I
We threw
believe
it
their
out the
stuff
window.
is outside now.
Well, it's kind of half outside. I'm gonna open up the bag of holding and start taking out the daggers and the. You probably want this for their proof that they attacked us.
Evidence.
Evidence.
Do you have the wanted poster? Or the was there anything on them that led? I mean, if you were mistaken for someone, they must have had something identifying someone, a contract or a target or a poster or something.
No, I don't think they had that. They just said, "We're here for the cat killers." I'm a shrug.
Oh, Dita, I get it. No, you're good. You're good.
Can you tell us more? Maybe this will help prevent any confusing circumstances in the future.
There's a group of druids called Dita. That's the Druids for Ethical Treatment of Animals. It's a small group of druids that monitors the wildlife in the north here. And anytime they find or observe any situation that they think is a poor treatment of animals, even if the animal is attacking and you're in their environment, they assume that's their defense. If you attack in self-defense, you're invading their space. That's how these druids feel. To use anything other than your own talents and abilities, such as weapons, they frown on that.
Hmm.
So, no,
They must be well funded.
They're slightly mad, and yeah. So, I've had run-ins with them before because of the meat I serve. Sometimes comes from wildlife, and they do not like that. So, I will gladly turn these three over to the authorities, explain the situation, and how are your rooms? Do you need anything?
Doc will give her the 18 gold they found on these guys and say the rooms are going to need a little attention, and he'll just give her the gold for it.
And she'll take it. Oh, well, thank you. I do have one other open room. If you guys would like to rest, I'll get the authorities over here tonight yet. And she goes around behind the barn, fishes out another key, and says, "Here you go. This is, I mean, it's not much. There's a king-size bed and a couple of chairs in there, so."
Sounds
But
delightful.
it'll be cleaner than the mess that you guys. Where's your other friend?
She's sleeping it off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember. Well, have a good night. We'll see you guys in tomorrow, and we'll stop right there.
Good deal.
Krixis could use a nap here.
Need to finish your long rest here. Splitting the party is fun.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on that earlier. I was like, oh man, you split the party and then nothing goes on, and then it was like, no, everything Aronan was doing was super exciting, and then out of nowhere.
Yeah, man, I really wanted to go into that house, but I just did not want to be traipsing around with the lights on.
Well, we've got a lot of information, so it'll set up the next session. Now that we know their house and stuff like that, we can really figure it out from there. So
you're breaking into the shed. I'm like, there's nothing in this shed we're breaking in. It's just a shed.
Sometimes it's just a chair.
Yeah, sometimes the chair is just a chair.
Oh, you got some enjoyment out of it. I got to pee on something.
Actually, I was able to actually put something in there that was fun and mildly entertaining. So,
yeah.
All right.
Good. Take us out of here, Tom.
Thanks for everybody for joining us in the chat. We had lots of new names, lots of chats today, lots of ideas. Some of them used. Thank you very much. Enjoyment for all. You can catch us every week, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, US. Twitch.tv/TomMNorm, TOMMNORM. We have everybody is on Twitter. I am at Tom M. Norman, TOMMNORMAN. Genius is Lazy Dragon GB. JC is Wildfire1265. And Cooch is Crazy Cooch. And we are at 2 Nerds 1 Quest, number 2 Nerds number 1 Quest, all on Twitter. You can help us out by sharing this with other people. Tell others about it. Give us a rating. Give us a review. If you're enjoying this, join us live. Download the podcast wherever you can get your podcast from. This should be out later today in podcast form. If you really, 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 really want to support us, go to patreon.com/2nerds1quest. We have some really cool and fun rewards. We have a vote going on right now for our next surprise encounter for the group that only Mr. Dungeon Master JC can see. So that'll be exciting. Scoot and Jack, I have to get information from you to make you some nameplates, kind of like what we have by our names here. So yeah, we have some cool stuff coming up.
It's a fun poll this week, or this month too. The February poll is actually really good. I kind of had some fun with it. I told the guys earlier it's based on a conversation that was had pre-show a couple weeks ago.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't. That's going to be exciting. So, for me, for JC, for Cooch, and for Mr. Genius Lays Dragon, we have been 2 Nerds 1 Quest. We are 2 Nerds 1 Quest. Peace.
Still nerds.
So.